Good evening. This is India Markets Brief from Toro IQ. Your read on today's session. The quiet move today mattered more than the loud one. The Nifty rose a modest two-thirds of 1%, its fourth straight gain. But the real story was underneath it. Foreign investors have started buying Indian shares again. In June, they pulled more than 49,000 crore rupees out of the market, one of the heaviest monthly exits in years. In the first 3 days of July, they turned around and bought, and today they stayed on the buy side, with domestic funds buying far more alongside them. The turn is small and early, but the direction has flipped. Here is where the market closed today. The Nifty 50 finished at 24,430, up 0.66%. But this was not a broad surge. The money went into rate sensitive corners. Real estate led up almost 2% to a 6-month high, the cleanest bet on interest rates coming down. Autos, metals, and energy firmed alongside it. The one red spot was technology, down about 0.5% to a fresh 1-year low. And the fear gauge sat at just 11.8, unusually calm. That tells you this was a low conviction advance, not a crowd piling in. Now the two forces under the day. On the supportive side, oil is doing quiet work. Brent crude is near $72, about a quarter cheaper than a month ago, which eases India's import bill and cools inflation. And a soft United States jobs report last week took some heat out of the fear that American interest rates stay high, which fed a rate cut hope into Indian shares. India's own short-term bond yields eased today, confirming it. On the worrying side is the rupee. It was flat on the day, but it is down about 1% on the week, soft even with cheap oil, which points to money still leaving. One correction matters here. Last week's news said India's foreign reserves fell almost $6 billion, which looked like the central bank spending dollars to defend the rupee. It was not. Almost the entire drop was the price of gold falling on the books. The bank's actual dollar holdings barely moved. So it is a valuation effect, not intervention. Now the movers. The cleanest winner was the Aegis Gas Terminal Group. Aegis Vopak Terminals rose almost 9%, and Aegis Logistics rose more than 6%. A brokerage note flagged that India's cooking gas imports are recovering back toward normal levels, which lifts the volume flowing through their terminals and their earnings. The second was Dixon Technologies, an electronics manufacturer, up almost 7%. A government group cleared its joint venture with the phone maker Vivo, with only the formal approval letter now pending, and a foreign brokerage raised its price target. The deal pushes Dixon deeper into making components, not just assembling phones. The one notable follower was Apollo Microsystems, a defense electronics firm, down almost 6%. Its board is considering raising fresh money by issuing new shares. On a stock that has more than doubled in 3 months, investors read that possible dilution as a negative and sold it. Here is the one thing that struck me most about today. Technology shares fell to a fresh 1-year low, and they did it with the wind at their back. A weaker rupee normally helps the companies because they earn in dollars and spend in rupees. So they should have had support this week. Instead, they made new lows. The reason is not the currency, it is the business. The broker Nomura has already forecast next year's sector growth as weak, blaming soft American client spending and pricing pressure from artificial intelligence. The market is pricing that in ahead of results. These stocks got cheaper because expectations for the business fell, not because of the exchange rate. Now, what to watch? Thursday is the first real test. Tata Consultancy Services, the country's largest technology firm, reports its June quarter results after hours, the first hard read on whether that year-long slide is bottoming. And on Friday evening, the Reserve Bank publishes its weekly figures. Watch the actual dollar holdings line this time, not the gold-inflated headline. That's your brief. Before I sign off, this has been general market commentary, not investment advice. For investment advice tailored to your situation, consult a SEBI-registered investment advisor. Markets are risky. You may lose money. Act with care. See you tomorrow.